So today's session is going to be about daily profiles and how I classify them and how I take advantage of daily profiles. Daily profile is basically any time frame I profile it, basically OHLC or OLHC. But for the daily candle, I do it bit differently, add in a little bit confluence of drivers and phases of price to take more advantage of it. Okay, so daily profiles, I classify them in two types. You would be seeing three types, but I classify them in three types. What was someone say? Okay, no, nothing. I classify them in two types. One, when low of the day, high of the day, or intraday reversal is put in New York, right? And one when it is put in prior to in New York. Is my internet lagging or my sound lagging, or is it okay? Because I guess it is lagging. ठीक है. So one scenario when the intraday reversal is put in prior to New York, and the second scenario when the reversal is put in New York. So these two come into the first scenario when reversal is put in prior to New York, and this is when New York forms the intraday reversal, low of the day, high of the day. Like when bullish, New York forms a low of the day, and these two when bullish, low of the day is put in prior to New York, and so New York continues on. Let me like but चलेगा भाई. कहाँ से हो आप? हिंदी कैसे पता है? Okay, no problem. So this is just a simple schematic to make you guys understand it. London in New York, Asia, London does not form an established reversal. New York forms a reversal and then continues to the objective, forms an established low here for the day, low of the day, established reversal, then forms a continuation. And I never participate in the reversal. I frame the continuation legs. Okay. When London forms a reversal, New York forms continuation. I use London as a framework to frame this New York continuation towards the objective. We use previous sessions to our advantage to frame New York session. Like, what did the previous sessions do? London, Asia. If London put a reversal, if Asia put a reversal, what should the next session do? If London, Asia did not put a established reversal, if they consolidate, New York should manipulate and distribute. Okay, this way. If Asia put a reversal, London forms kind of retracement consolidation. New York forms a continuation leg towards the objective. Simple, but I would use this for teaching you an invalidation. Okay. Now, New York reversal when Asia London does not form established low or high of the day, price isn't displacing away from low of the day, high of the day. Then you want to see New York reversal from relevant level forming established low of the day, high of the day. Asia London not displacing away from the current low of the day, bullish day. And so New York first manipulates and forms established low below daily open and then displaces away from it. Like this. New York manipulates, then forms continuation to the objective. Forms established low below here, below current low of the day, unestablished low, daily open. Then you frame these, which is my model basically. And when London forms a reversal, clear established low below daily open, displaces away. You want to frame New York continuation here, here, at the relevant key levels, obviously using phases of price, etc. etc. When Asia forms a reversal, I would like give you proper systematic approach for how to approach New York when Asia forms a reversal, how to approach New York when London forms a reversal, and how to approach New York when obviously New York forms a reversal as well. I am taking it simply or the easy way so that when I go into advanced, you people know the basic behind it. Okay, it is just like if London forms a reversal, London forms manipulation, New York continues. If London doesn't form a manipulation, Asia doesn't form, New York will manipulate, then distribute. Reversal or established manipulation before New York will form continuation leg and then distribute. This thing is clear till now. Very simple it was. I would go deep into it, but was this thing clear? Okay, going deep into it separately on each profile and how would you use any of the profiles. Okay, now I am using Asia, or like the first example in one, when reversal is put in prior to New York, like be it Asia reversal, be it London reversal, New York intraday reversal being put in prior to New York. Okay, daily open low high close candle, bullish candle, reversal put in prior to New York. I have separated out these in like each 4-hour candle inside the daily, 6 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 a.m., 6 a.m., and 10 a.m. I have highlighted them as red, as these are the times you would be participating. Okay, and these red dots mean these are the candles you would be framing. Okay, Asia reverses, then you want to see London consolidate, then manipulate or retrace, some sort of retracement. Then you want to frame New York continuation from a relevant key level. Could be any, depends on where price is at the moment and what phase it is in. Okay, now this is the intermediate time frame profile. You guys already have an idea about it from my OHLC session, right? Now you want to add in the sessions info into the daily candle, like framing daily OLHC, but adding more confidence to it. Asia reverses, London should form a retracement leg, consolidation leg. Why am I saying this? Because there is an invalidation. I will talk about it later. And you use these 3-4 hour candles to your framework. Frame this 4-hour candle, frame this 4-hour candle. I do this like on every day, every week basis. Use this 6 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 p.m. to your advantage, to your framework. See what they did. This image is like, take this as a 1-hour chart, daily candle 1-hour chart, Asia, London, New York. You can clearly see established reversal put in prior to New York, bullish day, objective resting here. So you frame continuation in New York of a relevant key level, and then you know my model, framing candles expanding towards the draw, right? Now how would you frame that? पहले मेरे को एशिया वाली बतानी चाहिए थी, न्यूयॉर्क वाली मैं पागल हूँ, कोई बात नहीं. Okay, when Asia forms a reversal, not talking about London reversal, when Asia forms a reversal, you don't frame entries in early New York like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. because there are less chances of there are more chances of Asia low getting raided and then price New York forming New York reversal. So you wanna see like as close, you wanna take your entries as close to as diverse as possible, like mainly 8 a.m. candle, early candle, 9 a.m. candle. Like when London reverses, you can take early New York entries as well. This is something my mentor, whom I call my mentor, AM, talks about. Like he uses 7-hour candles, but I don't use that much, but just kind of alignment. But when London reverses, you can seek early New York entries like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. I would give a proper systematic criteria for that as well. When London reverses, we are talking about currently when reversal is put in prior to New York, and I am talking about entries now. When reversal is put in London, Asia, then you don't seek early New York entries like before 8 a.m. Use these 2 hours of the 6 a.m. candle to your framework, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. framing continuation legs in this 8 a.m., 9 a.m. and then obviously 10, 11, anything to the objective. When London reverses, you can participate in the early New York as well, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Okay, so talking about Asia reversal here, London retracement, then you want to frame New York continuation of a relevant key level manipulation. I have not marked any entry only the spots marked here, order blocks marked here. This is how you would frame when Asia forms a reversal. This is like, take this as a M3 time frame, M5 time frame, M15. Okay, like use this as a framework, this as the intermediate time frame profile, 30-minute or hourly chart. I have marked this assuming this is an hourly chart, each candle signifying or showing a singular hourly candle. So when Asia forms a reversal, you don't seek early New York entries, mainly after 8 a.m. because there are high chances of any day like Asia low still getting ready and price forming the real established reversal after reading Asia low, Asia Asia swing. But we know London usually forms a established high all over the day. Then with proper framework, we can seek early New York entries as well with the expectation of the drivers expanding. I would talk about this more in the drivers alignment session. I don't want to confuse you guys much, but uh, London, when London forms a reversal, suppose this reversal was formed in London, low of the day was formed in London, you can take this entry as well, like early New York entry, early in the 6 a.m. H4 candle. But one thing remains constant, the more early in the day, the more the high time frame you use for entry. Like whenever I am taking an entry before 8 a.m., two things need to be there. If I'm taking an yaar chal ja maine maar chalani hai, it may sound complicated now, but it is very systematic if you put in efforts and time into it. And this is what my build has built my edge. If I am taking entries before 8 a.m., then two things need to be there. One, London basically I mean 2 a.m. H4 candle should put in the high low of the day, like after these two H4 candles basically. This H4 candle should put in the high low of the day. Entries before 1 a.m. is also considered as London. This is 2 a.m. is like kill zone, but 2 a.m. H4 mainly when London reverses. And second thing, if I'm taking an entry before 8 a.m., it would be never less than M15 time frame. M30, you can say M30, M15. Watch my any entry whenever it was before 8 a.m., it would be M15, M30. I never participate on even on 5 minutes before 8 a.m. And you people would have seen me taking entries on 1 minute. That logic applies. Like the more early in the day, the higher the time frame. The late in the day, time frame gets smaller, but I recommend you guys only take M3, M5 and M15 entries, not go lower below M3, 3 minute. Okay. The marked swings, highlighted swings are where you would take entries aligning with the daily profile. Have a clear bias for the day. Asia forms a reversal, London forms sort of retracement, and we know Asia forms a reversal, so we would not look to take entries early in the 6 a.m. candle, only after 8 a.m. and relevant key level. Price forming manipulation in New York. This is your first entry there. This yaar maar chalni hai. This is your first entry there, and then you frame New York contributions to the objective. Like you can take this, then you can take this. Chal ja maine maar chalani to the objective, and obviously aligning them with my model, framing high time frame candles expanding towards the drop. This, okay, establish low of the high time frame candle, establish low of the high time frame candle, this high time frame, this high time frame, this high time frame, H1. This Asia reversal was clear. Then I would talk about London. How would you frame London reversal? London reversal is very easy and New York reversal is easy. I talked about the bit difficult one, which was AC reversal. Any doubts, or should I repeat? So, what is the rule when Asia forms the low or high of the day? You don't seek entries prior to 8 a.m. candle. Like 8 a.m. candle includes driver, 8:30 driver. Sometimes there is 8:15 news, right? So that's why aligning or validating your idea with drivers. So that's why not early in the day when Asia reverses, because there are high chances any day that Asia low, which you are supposing as the low or high of the day, gets manipulated again, and then price does the real move. So that's why we don't look to frame uh, early in the early New York before 8 a.m. when Asia reverses. So now London reversal. Suppose this low of the day was formed in London like this, then you can frame early New York as well, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. But the thing is, you don't frame time frames lower than 15 before 8 a.m. I would give examples for each one. Okay, when London reverses, you would frame the continuation same way in New York, but you can take M15, M30 entries in early 6 a.m. candle, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. But you're never allowed to take M5, M3 entries in like you're not allowed type thing, but you shouldn't be framing this much lower time frame early in the day. Like in 8 a.m. candle, in 9 a.m. candle, there are drivers, so that's why time frames lower work good. But the if you try to trade 3 minute in Asia, you would get wrecked easily. That's why the more early in the day, the higher the time frame. When London reverses, you can frame early New York 6 a.m., 7 a.m., but it should be a M30 early entry or 15-minute entry, not lower than 15 minute. I mean, same criteria. Okay, now understood. And then I will go over New York reversal and give examples, and then talk about invalidations at last. Like I was talking about, I would teach you invalidations with this image. Okay, these images took me hours to manually draw each one of them. Okay, now this was when the intraday reversal is established prior to New York, like Asia reversal or London reversal. Okay, now the second scenario, when New York forms the intraday reversal. When New York forms, like Asia or London doesn't do much, New York sweeps out the current low of the day when bullish, forms the established low, and then displaces away. Obviously, then you wanna align my model, framing high time frame candles, expanding towards the draw. Same way, but aligned with the daily candle. Now you use 6 p.m., 10 p.m., and 2 a.m. to your framework as always, and frame 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. These are 4 hour candles I'm talking about. And this chart, which is the candles are 1 hour for this current example, and the separators are marked out for each 4 hour. Like this is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 a.m. here, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 9 a.m. candle, this is 8 a.m. candle. Okay, so this comes in 6 a.m. H4 candle. Every day I'm framing only 6 a.m. H4 candle and 10 a.m. H4 candle. Use these 3 H4 candles to my framework. So on the low time frame, intermediate time frame profiling done. On the low time frame, you wanna see New York put in a low, displace away from it. You don't use this as a means of entry. You don't use this. You use it as a framework. Frame the continuation entries. Use this as a framework. Frame these highlighted continuation entries. This highlighted. I haven't marked out this. Okay, I forgot to draw it here. No problem. You can frame this H1 entry in here. No problem. These marked out entries, as I said, I never participate in the reversal. And frame these continuation entries away from the low of the day, away from the reversal point. Okay, taking this to the objective, current high of the day being a partial point, then taking this. If you miss this or adding, I won't suggest you people to add, just take a single position, done, SLTP, done to the objective. Then this continuation until the objective is met, obviously. So New York was kind of more simple, yes. Now I would show examples if you guys are clear about it, and then talk about invalidations. Everything is clear? पानी पीने दो मेरे को यार. पानी पीने का मतलब कैसे समझ आए इसको? ये तो बाहर क्या है? Okay. We would recap. Like when New York forms a reversal, you frame this New York continuation towards the draw. When London forms a reversal, you frame New York continuation towards the draw, using reversal as a framework to frame the continuation, be it any session reversing. These two are kind of simple, London reversal and New York reversal. But when Asia forms the low or high of the day, you have some restrictions, some points which you gotta be like conscious about. मेरे को वर्ड नहीं याद आ रहा मुंबई, मैं वर्ड भूल जाता. Which you stay wanna यार, I forgot. You people would have understood. Anyways, which you wanna stay informed about. There are few things. When Asia forms the high low of the day, Asia forms the intraday reversal. I would talk about this in depth. क्या था एक वो यार, परेशान नहीं करो तुम लोग. Like New York was simple. New York forms a low, established reversal, you frame continuation. London forms a reversal, you can frame early New York entries, but the thing is it should be at least M15 time frame if you are framing before 8 a.m. Okay. If Asia forms a reversal, you don't frame until 8 a.m. And there is one more criteria that needs to be met. I would talk about this later in today's session as well. Let me give you example for how to frame New York reversal, how to frame London, how to frame Asia. Okay. My net is very fast. Like this day framing IRL to ELL. I don't remember till where I framed it, but beat till previous day, low previous day low. Okay. So you are framing daily OHLC candle, daily bearish candle, right? This daily candle. Using separators here, this is where the candle opens. Okay, so you can see currently failure swings here, right? So no established low formed, but price forms a established high into this daily IRL. Okay, so you can frame IRL to ARL. So what would this be a criteria of? The reversal is formed in the 6 a.m. H4 candle, right? 9 a.m. So it would be after 6 a.m. basically. So it would be a New York reversal, right? High of the day is put in on 9 a.m. and the minimum objective would be current unestablished low of the day, Asia low, which you can say. Okay, and then ultimately this previous day low. Okay, daily candle. Kangi. Like daily candle. Okay, this is New York reversal. Daily candle. OHLC, then New York forming established low, current high of the day being an objective, then ultimate objective, current low of the day being objective, then ultimate objective. Now framing this lower time frame now, okay, using this reversal as a framework to frame the continuation, okay. Now you want to frame 3-minute, 5-minute entries away from the high of the day, okay. We know here is the high of the day, okay. Let's get to 3-minute, let's get to 5-minute, whichever is the better. Just give me a minute. Your initial target would be current unestablished low of the day, okay. This current unestablished low of the day, right? New York forming the high of the day, okay. You won't frame this entry, right? This is the reversal entry. You would use this as a framework to frame New York continuation. There is your continuation. Frame here, frame an optimized entry here till the objective. You're done. Take it to 2 hour. This is your entry aligned with the daily profile. Simple rule. When New York reverses, you use the reversal as a framework, frame the continuation. I would give one more example of New York reversal. I started with examples with New York reversal as it was the easiest, then would go on London reversal. If I remember, I don't remember I had an example for London. No problem. Then at last Asia. So this is clear using this as a framework. Okay. This reversal entry 9:30 forming high of the day. Then framing this continuation, neo continuation. Just like that, using this as a framework, framing this continuation towards the objective. Nice. And then previous day low was an objective, but I am talking about low hanging fruit, current unestablished low. That's your 2 hour. That's it, okay. I am telling you how you explain today's daily. I am not interested much on today's daily profile until FOMC releases. I myself don't know which side it is gonna be going. Let's not distract ourselves. Okay, New York reversals example was clear. Two simple entry, right? Establish high of the day being put in, framing the continuation entries. This is New York, right? New York forms a high of the day at the relevant point. Using this as a framework, framing the continuation entry towards the objective. Too simple, too clean. Right? M3, M5. You don't want to be going on time frames lower than 3-minute. Currently, I'm on the 3-minute. Can't find much on M5. Okay. This continuation entry towards the objective. Now better. This is clear. I would move on to next example. चोर रोना नहीं यार, अब मेरे को समझ नहीं आता हूँ भाई, इनको डाउट है या समझ आ गया, कुछ ही नहीं बोलते। एक तो आपको पता नहीं है मैं कहाँ बैठ के सेशन ले रहा हूँ ताकि आवाज आ जाए, घर से गफे अलग चलेंगे मेरे को। नहीं भाई कोई बात नहीं, बेड पे नहीं बैठा हूँ ये समझ लो, क्योंकि बेड पे आवाज गूंजती है, वो इको करती है। भाई रिकॉर्डिंग भी हो रही है। ओके देन वो तो ठीक है, मैंने पोस्ट ही नहीं करा कुछ, इसको पोस्ट कर देते हैं साथ साथ, ठीक है। एक ये और एक ये, Bro, more example, yes, just tell me previous example was clear or not. I have 5 6 or maybe more examples. I randomly gave mask 6 7 examples in like 5 minutes before uh, like today, uh, 3 4 hours ago, before New York session. अब मेरे को बताओ मैं ये साथ साथ पोस्ट करूँ यार, साथ साथ ही करने चाहिए ना. लिखता हूँ डेली प्रोफाइल. अब make sure to remind me that I have to talk about invalidation. That is one crucial point. थ्री मिनट एंड हायर को क्या लिखते हैं? छोड़, लिखना है जिसने सुना सुना दिया. अब when intra-universal is put in prior to New York, new frame continuation entries, framing the continuation entries. मुंबई जाओ यार, स्कैम हो गया मेरे साथ। मैंने चार्जर लगाया बट नहीं ऑन नहीं करा था। आसानी क्या लग रहा है, ठीक है छोटे भी। ठीक है यार। ओके, I guess so done. I would write more when giving examples. I should post this. Okay. यार उस बंदे को पागल कर दिया आपने, उसको ये कंफ्यूज कर रहे हो आप फ्री है या नहीं है। Alt Shift R. Now example 1, H1. Just give me a time, it would be better for you people if I keep the examples organized. New York. Just give me a second. I wanna keep the examples as organized as possible so that when someone sees them, they understand it at the first sight. So gotta wait 9. Okay, minimum objective being low today. Or I should post full. I guess this was enough, which I would have realistically framed. Okay, now 3 minutes. Or I guess I should post the examples later. First explain you guys, then post. What would be better? I would post this one, but talking about the rest examples. Anna? Because it is taking too much of my time, too much of us time. First, let's understand them, then I would post the examples after this session. Right? That would be better choice. Let's get this example done and then I will post the rest later. Would explain all of them, but post them later. Okay, done. Finally done. See how simple it gets. I have to write for this example at least. Uh, okay, this example was clear, right? I should move on to the next one, right? If everything is clear to you guys. Okay, remove this. Boom, 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 boom. Fast, fast. Okay, now come back, everybody back. Series again. Now one more New York reversal day. I don't remember which was the New York reversal day. Usually I would need to have a look. This looks good. Too late in the day, I would say. Yes, void, void, void. Even though I would have, don't know exactly. Yes, one entry there, but leave it kind of late in the day, so I am okay. Next day, looks good. That's not too still late in the day. Leave it. Okay, next day. I want to give clean examples to you guys so that you understand it the good way, then moved on to the advanced. This is new reversal as well, but would you guys be able to frame it? No. Let's get onto another day. ये वाली समझाऊंगा, ये वाली कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे, मैं नहीं रहने देता ये वाली, है ना? This was a New York reversal day, I guess so. Yes. Also ही बता रहा हूँ सर, छोटे भाई सुधरी आओ. ये वाली भी नहीं, ये इनको कंफ्यूज हो जाएगी. नेक्स्ट डे अच्छी है, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट डे को याद है, नेक्स्ट डे. Yes, yes. Okay. Difficult one, you trust me, you guys would get confused. Make yourself comfortable with the easy ones, and over time you would be able to frame the advanced ones as well. Now see this, framing IRL to ARL, but one thing, if you guys remember, large wick candles, so your objectives get reduced around daily open or current low of the day, right? But framing from IRL, displacement away. Okay. वही असल तुम्हें मैंने तुम बड़ा कुछ मैं अफोर्ड कर सकूंगा. What do you mean, brother? No example posting. I will post the examples later. Okay. So as you can clearly see, इसको हटाना पड़ेगा, इसको भी हटाना पड़ेगा, इसको उधर लगाना पड़ेगा, बाद में लगा रहा हूँ. No established low, right? Failure swings, price hits a relevant level, right? Daily internal fair value gap. So you can frame a reversal off of here, right? But New York hits 8 a.m. and when New York forms the candidate for intraday reversal, right? So how do you frame New York reversal? Framing continuations away from the reversal point, right? This H1, right? So what would have been your target if you guys remember the large wick rule? Current low of the day, objectives resting around opening price. See, objectives resting around opening price, I can clearly see failure swing resting around daily opening price. So this would have been the targets. How would you frame them? Framing continuation entries away from reversal point. Okay, reversal put in here, New York reversal, 830 CPI puts in the high of the day, framing continuations away. You can take this entry in NQ, you can take this entry in ES, but ES had the better framework on the 5 time frame to short at these failure swing. That's why I picked ES. So first continuation entry there, I wouldn't have preferred taking limit here, optimize entry around here. This 930 confirms, 930 forms this SMT, closes below here, continuation entry away from the reversal point towards the objective. This here, okay. and then this marked here, and then this 10 a.m. OHLC entry, another continuation entry towards the objective. I would have market order there, both more than 2 hours. So you would have added and made it a 5-hour trade. Two simple entries, right? Relevant level hit, framing continuations away from it, 3-minute or 5-minute. Simple, right? So now New York reversal would be clear. We spent too much time in marking out that example. This example was clear. Then I would move to Asia reversal and London reversal. Okay, I would post it later. Clear M3 M5 entries away from the reversal point. I would add in the driver alignment tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Just one thing is left for today is examples of other two profiles and invalidation. Now we have gone over New York reversal, now talking about London reversal and Asia reversal. Okay. The same day after it, why we don't frame this day till here, large wick, so our objectives get reduced till the opening price, but framing IRL to ERL overall, right? So this day forms a reversal from where, next day framing till the ERL, clean move, right? Framing this daily candles OHLC Thursday open high low close, clear from the daily chart. Now how would you frame this? ERL, this internal level, framing this daily candle OHLC, we can see Asia formed a high of the day, 6 p.m. open high, right? The high of the day is put in before 2 a.m. H4 candle. See, this is Asia, these two H4 Asia, this London, this 6 a.m., 10 a.m. New York thereafter. So Asia forms the high of the day, but is our procedure with the Asia of the day? First thing, we don't try to frame entries before 8 a.m. because you never know. If you were trusting this high Asia, it could have gotten manipulated here, and you would have stopped out for absolutely no reason while having the right bias. So that's why we wait a bit later. Anyways, even if New York reverses, you are framing always after 8 a.m. So why do you need to frame before 8 a.m.? Only time when you frame before 8 a.m., when 6 a.m., 7 a.m. is when London forms a reversal. Okay. Now Asia reversal, so not framing before 8 a.m. Price respecting mean threshold of these opposing candles, moving away. So going directly onto 8 a.m. I don't want to look before 8 a.m. Okay, using just for a framework. This objective resting here. This current low of the day being an objective, and then ultimate objective being this. So entry time frame 3 minute, 5 minute as always. वो better था शायद, हाँ ये. This was SMT, use it or don't, doesn't matter. See 8 a.m. where is 8 a.m.? I don't see any clear entry in 8 a.m. after 8 a.m. open. Not much clean, just 8 a.m. swept these highs. 8:30 would be news. So moving away from this 5 minute, this SMT here means the other asset manipulated this high, like, and so we would take this like this, right? So closer below here, this would be your entry. Enough of a room to target till current low of the day, right? So you would take a market order short there. Even if targeting just current low of the day, the daily ERL rests much below. Just targeting the current low of the day, it is 3.78 something RR. So this makes sense. Asia forms a reversal. Asia forms a reversal. You don't seek entries before 8 a.m. Okay, but after 8 a.m. I never saw a short entry until this 9:30 forms and closes here. SMT there. If you wanted to short NQ, it would have been a good choice as well. NQ sweeps out this, forms SMT there, closes below here. Same short if you want to take on NQ, you can take on NQ. Market short there, stop there. This being the objective. Same more than 3R in NQ. 3 minute good as well. No worry, but ES being the main asset. 5 minute better series. 3 minute is good, but not too clean series of opposing candles. So 5 minute much clear. Okay. So first example of Asia reversal. How would you frame Asia reversal? Clear? Yes, all these are OSAK entries. Somebody wrote something about 8:30, but it got deleted. I don't know who it was. If this example is clear, I will move to another one. Let's talk about our main objective was pending. Price come, you would have break even on the rest of the position if you were framing till here. I personally would have held a runner. I would have took 60-70 off there, held a runner till here, and would have stopped at break even here, and that is okay to me because 10 a.m. still gives you another entry with the same bias, sweeps out these highs with SMT. I do remember SMT there, sweeps out there, and so by MES. And so another M3 entry there till the draw. If you are not comfortable, use this as a framework and not a means of entry. If you have conviction with this, you can take this. If not, use this as a framework to frame another continuation entry. And I see a continuation entry there, sweep of a high, closure below, confluencing the previous bearish idea towards here. Okay, so this continuation entry then towards the objective, main objective, which was still pending, another 3R, right? Simple setups, not complexing it too much, right? 3-4R here, 3R here. If you are not able to frame it here, not. I personally maybe would have framed here, maybe not, but this is too good of an entry, intermediate MI type. Clear. One more example for Asia reversal, then we will move to London reversal. Okay, this Asia reversal, framing this daily profile Asia reversal was clear. I hope so it was. Okay, this day another Asia reversal, back-to-back days, nice. Okay, price tags and opposing swing, rejects off of there, so framing back into the range, previous day high being a draw. Relevant opposing swing, price rejecting it, so framing bullish from here, daily profile confirms the idea, right? Price reversing off of here, daily profile forms bullish, Asia forms the low of the day, see unestablished Asia low. That's why I told to like not take entries prior to 8 a.m. when Asia forms the low of the day when bullish and high of the day when bearish. Is there an established low below daily open? No. just opening and moving away. So New York could have came below, forming an established low, then going higher. So you would have got stopped trusting this low. So that's why you don't trust it until 8 a.m. candle gives you, until after 8 a.m. candle and price gives you continuation entry away from this in New York. I would have been totally okay if price would have came all the way back here to form an established low below Asia low, forming New York reversal, then framing it till this previous day high objective. So now you get the reason, right? Why I'm a bit cautious when framing Asia reversal, right? You are okay framing, matlab, I'm framing the daily candles continuation basically, framing the daily profile. It's that I don't want to frame after 12 p.m. or max 11:30, 11. If I am already in a position, I will hold, but normally I don't want to like take entries after 11:30, 11. 10 a.m. is okay. 10 a.m. is okay. 11:30 or after 11:30, I am not. I mainly let the day go. If I am already in a position, I will let it run. But if I am not in a position, I will skip the day. So Asia reversal, right? So when Asia reversal, uh, I would use this example when I talk about invalidations, right? London does some sort of retracement, right? Asia forms the low of the day, London forms kind of retracement because we know our objective is at least previous day low, London forms a kind of retracement, moves away. And so Asia forms the reversal, we don't frame before 8 a.m. So seeking entries onwards 8 a.m. Previous day high being the minimum draw, or you can take this failure swing resting along previous day high, right? These are all failure swings, but using the daily time frame, previous day high becomes a draw. Refining it to the H1, this becomes a draw. Okay, so going on to the lower time frames. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. I don't see any clear setup before 8 a.m. and NQ sweeps out previous candle, not too clean. This M5 entry after 9:30 is closer. You can view this as a SMT if you want to. If you want to get a high SMT, sweeps out an opposing swing, seeking starting. You start seeking entries after 8 a.m. I won't trust any of this swing because I would have wanted an opposing swing to be manipulated. It got manipulated around 9:30. 9:30 forms this closure. You can take this market order there and targeting this relevant swing resting around previous day, previous day high, and already more than 3 hours. So you would have partial and break even, and then this position comes back to your break even. Framing the same entry on M3 and that position coming to your break even is totally fine. Don't think of it as otherwise. Price comes, sweeps out a low. 9:30 forms this closure. Clear objective pending. Previous day high. You take this M3 closure to the previous day high. Previous day high. Yes, previous day high. And it gives you more than 2 hours. Obviously, yes. So you would have partial, gives you 3 hours, and then break even. Obviously, stops you out at break even then. But you ask yourself then if the idea is still valid or not. To me, idea is still valid, draw is still open, I can still frame entries, right? Frame ES, frame NQ, but whichever you like, SMT there. So 10 a.m. was news that day. So I don't see any clear setup as of now. So waiting. Price comes 10 a.m. forms a low, manipulates this, but I don't see any clear opposing candle being closed over which I can use for entry. But price comes here, sweeps out this low, 10 a.m. low being, you can view this as a SMR, this as an intermediate term low, entry sweeps out a low, closes above a clear opposing candle, take market order there or take an optimized entry, doesn't matter, till the previous day high, draw, and it takes you to there. Nice, good, understood. Second day framing, the second example for Asia reversal. No, I don't. I would watch PM session on FOMC days just like today, but I don't frame PM session mostly. Just New York session. I try to get done max by 12 p.m. Okay, Asia reversal is clear to everybody. Then I would move to London reversal and then talk about the invalidation and would wrap up this session. Yes, okay. Now, one thing you need to always remember, when Asia forms the low of the day, you don't frame, you don't seek entries before 8 a.m. Okay, and the reason I told you, there are always chances of Asia low getting swept again and price forming New York reversal. So only after 8 a.m. that the driver starts. Drivers 8:15 there is sometimes news, 8:30 news, we all know, 9:30 equities open. The drivers start to come in, and if the drivers displace away, so you can then trust Asia as the low of the day or high of the day. But when London reverses, we know London reversals take place, right? Session is being recorded. Hope so. Yes. New York reversal was too easy, but you can watch the recording. Why would we not look to trade the 9:30? Who said you won't? I would have surely taken this M3 entry if I was framing NQ. Sweep of an opposing swing. Closer over here. Seeking entries after 8 a.m. Continuation till previous day high. Partialing after 2 hours, obviously it gives you 3 hours, and then getting stopped at break even, totally fine. If you were to frame it on ES, I would have taken this M5 closer, this here gives you more than 3 hours, obviously you would have taken partials, and then stops you at break even, totally fine, gives you another entry thereafter. Now let's see London reversal, some London reversal positions. I don't exactly remember. एक थी ओम भाई, हमने ली थी ना M15 एंट्री एक थोड़े दिन पहले, है ना? Okay, I saw one more example. This day reversal from here, this becomes the objective. A key of this daily candle to frame continuation till the objective. Okay, nice. London forms the low of the day. London forms a reversal. 3 a.m. London reversal. So you can seek, you are allowed to seek early New York entries like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. as well in this day. Doesn't mean you need to take 6 a.m. entry if even if London reverses, if you do not get an entry till 9:30 till 10 a.m., that is totally fine. You are just allowed to seek entries in early New York. London forms a reversal, displays is away, you can seek New York entries, but the thing is, if you are framing early New York, you wanna you don't wanna go below 15. Only after 8 a.m. you switch M5, switch to M3. Like if I see M15 entry around 8:30, around 7:30 when London reverses, I would have taken. I did take an M15 entry, London reversal, New York continuation, early New York entry on NQ. I don't remember the date exactly. This date. Wednesday. This is 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. something. 6 5. This is 4 a.m. London reversal. Okay. Clear objectives pending. See, this is 3 4. This is London reversal. So when London reversal, you can take early New York entries before 8 a.m. as well. But the thing is, you don't switch to much lower time frame. My entry time frame was 15 here. Clear opposing candle in New York. Open high, forming established high over 6 a.m. Closer here. Too simple. I took my entry there. And then it just melts. Too simple, right? This was my entry. And with the execution gap over here, right? This is the execution. M15 entry, C. Stop there. Entry there. London forms a high of the day. Displaces away. Clear opposing candles into relevant POI. Clearly closed below. That's why my entry. See, even if I was framing early 6 a.m. candle before 8 a.m., one thing, I did not switch lower than M15. There was one more day when I framed M15 kind of entry. I don't remember the date, but let's forget it. I gave you one example, then gave you one more. Give you one more example. 13, 14 March examples done. What do you mean? Okay, the previous day. Yes. Asıl तुम्हें given to London reverse is clear draw, that opposing swing. Okay, from the daily I would show you again, right? Frame NQ frame, yes, doesn't matter till here, whichever suits you better. Early in New York you can frame before 8 a.m. as well, but I can see no entries before 8 a.m. So I would be analyzing 5 minutes and 3 minutes, 3-minute time frame as well onwards 8 a.m. Okay. If you were to take this M15 closer, I wouldn't take this because doesn't give me much reward then, and it is around or after 8 a.m. so I can take the M5 M3 entries, right? Have I marked the draw wrong? Not. So London reversal, you can see early New York entries, but sadly you did not get any, and only after 8 a.m. you got an entry, and after 8 a.m. you can switch to M5 M3. I can see a clear sweep of an opposing swing, and 8:30 news driver forming an opposing candle there, closing over here. So taking this entry towards that swing, daily swing. More than 3 are partials obviously on the way, and I would have maybe 10 a.m. I don't know if it was SMT there or not. Equal lows. But maybe I would have trailed, maybe not. I don't know. I guess so. I would have trailed 930 M5. I would have trailed till here at least. When 930 comes, sweeps and opposing swings, displaces away, I would have trailed my stop here. No continuation entry in this one. If 930 would have closed somewhere around here, around like here, then I would have taken a continuation entry, added to my position around here, stop there till the main objective. But it closes much higher, so I'm okay trailing here, and would have maybe trailed out, maybe not. I don't know if I would have trailed on these equal lows. And no clear opposing candle still, but the draw still being pending, and not too clean price action, I would say, after it. But you would have taken parcels along the way, right? Almost 3.67 hours, so parcels along the way. Just gives up down, up down. That's why I don't prefer to frame entries after 11:30. Just gives up down. My trading stop would have been here, and who knows, maybe I would have trailed here after seeing this 11 a.m. open high low displacement away, and maybe I would have trailed out. But valid entry, I would say. What matters is taking valid entry, and this was valid. So London reversal clear. One more example and I would explain the invalidation and we will be done. 2 p.m. comes. Let's see. असले तो मैं भी तू कौन है बड़ा कुछ अफोर्ड करना Nice. Okay, leave it. Don't get distracted. This. One more I will need to find London reversal profile. This is another example for Asia reversal. Relevant swing it, price reverses off of there, framing the continuation away till the previous day low draw. NQES doesn't matter, any asset. Relevant swing it, framing reversal off of there. Not the cleanest chart, but also you guys cop up. The relevant established where price can reverse off of level hit, displacing away from there. Asia forms the high of the day. You don't trust this because New York can sweep this and form established, and still your idea would be valid. So if Asia forms the high of the day, you don't frame entries until 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is here, so previous day low being a draw, failure swings, clear failure swings, right? Previous day low being a draw, framing this 8 a.m. candle, not framing before 8 a.m. when Asia reverses. ATM comes, forms established high over ATM, open high, goes here, closes below here, first entry. If there was an M15 entry, not too clean, 6 a.m. expansion candle, okay. First entry, and then another continuation entry, 9 a.m. open high, displacement away, closer below here. Then this. Mumbai, you took this, if I am not wrong, right? You took this and this as well, and I missed these both entries as I wasn't watching NQ, I was watching ES, and like NQ closed below here, but ES did not close below here. ES closed in this candle. I would show you. I missed both entries. ES did not close below here on this candle, so I missed this. Wait, ES did close below here on this. I don't know why, how I missed this. I had the draw, but anyhow missed. Okay, fine. So this another continuation entry gives you 3.7 or something. This entry gives you around 4-5 hours, so adding up to a 7-8 hour. Too simple, clean entry, clean draw. Sunrise, can you show us one? Nope, I won't. This session is being recorded. Okay, now Asia reversal is clear. I wanna show you guys at least one example for London reversal where I take M15, M30 entry. I'm not able to find one. Okay, Monday hits the red one down. You guys would get confused. London reversal. I guess so. I guess so. There was an entry. No entry, but I would use it. Monday it's sweeps or Tuesday sweeps out Monday's low. Respects this opposing candle. Wednesday, if daily profile aligns, I would frame Wednesday continuation, Tuesday reversal off of here. Now London forms the established low of the day 3 a.m. So you are allowed to seek early New York entries 6 a.m., 7 a.m. But no clear entries in here, so framing entries after the 8 a.m. Like I can't see any good 15-minute or higher entry before 8 a.m. So till the time 8 a.m. comes, I would switch to M5 or lower. I would have wanted these lows to get manipulated at least. 8 a.m. comes here 8:30. Let's see if there was an. This looks valid. 8:30 closer. Here, sweep of a low. Use these lows or the low resting around it. This any works. Clear opposing candle goes over. Partial around 2 hour and then stops you at break even. Total fine entry, valid setup to me. Break partial win, I would say. More than 2 hour, then partial, then stops you at break even. If you were to frame it at ES, would have stopped you at break even as well. But the idea stays valid still. So after 9:30, you can take this on ES, sweep of this, SMT there, another continuation entry till the draw. What is the draw? Okay, previous day high. So 3 hours till previous day high and not to clean off a delivery, I would say, but goes. It was FOMC day. I would. Okay, so I wouldn't have preferred seeking much entries, but this entry looked good, and it see FOMC aligns with that as well. मैं मार चलाऊंगा मेरे बिना तुम लोग गए यार चोरों बड़ी गंदी मार चलाऊंगा and there it would have been hit and the ultimate draw would have been this high. It would have been hit as well. So I guess so enough of examples. I couldn't find any M15 example, sadly. Partials there, partials at 2R, and ultimate final position till 4R. Hits simple M3, M5 entries after 8 AM. Just clear now. My idea is still valid. Hub. ओम भाई मेरे को कोई एक दिन बताओ जिसमें M15 एंट्री थी यार. I wanna see London Asia reversal. बताओ यार कोई चोर 6 PM. This is 8 again Asia reversal. Like I want to show you guys one M15 entry when London forms a reversal, and we will talk about invalidation, then would cover up this session. Too long of a session. I didn't expect it to get this long. Okay, one example of London reversal. Let's see if it stays. Yes, it stays. London forms the high of the day. S&P there. Yes, S&P nice. So you are allowed to take entries this day till the draw. Okay, nice framework from the daily as well. Remove, ignore these. Clean equal lows resting. Price manipulates this high. This day profile aligns, so you short till here. Remove these drawings for a moment. Ignore, sorry. London forms the high of the day, 2 AM. So you are allowed to take early entries in 6 AM, but if you are framing before 8 AM, the two conditions need to be in alignment. One, London should form the high low of the day, and your entry time frame should be at least 15 if you're framing before 8 AM candle. So let's get there and see if there was any entry before 8 on M15, M30. There wasn't. Yes. So we should wrap the camera. लंदन रिवर्सल था क्या चोर एशिया रिवर्सल है Asia forms the low of the day 6 p.m. candle I would not trade early New York before 8 a.m. when Asia forms the low of the day. But means, oh, you took it after 8:15, then nice. Nice. Can I share chart? I think that would be valid example of M15. I have 2-3 examples of M15 entries, but I'm not able to remember. I just showed you guys one, and there were many. मुंबई थी ना यार मैं भी भूल गया आंखों ही आंखों like see this day Thursday off of relevant swing so OLHC day right OLHC day London reversal you can see early New York entries as well but I wasn't able to find one this closure only if you were too sure about the draw I didn't know if price is gonna displace much higher than high of the day like if you were too sure that price is gonna head towards previous day high okay so that's why I took this entry after 8 a.m. see after 8 a.m. clean opposing candle SMT there so establish low below 8 a.m. closer there so I took entry there see my execution there and took off at high of the day simple setup and this setup stayed it was like 7-8 hour position till previous day high but I wasn't having much conviction to hold till there and so I didn't hold simply आंखों ही आंखों में ठहर gold Asia forms the high of the day see 6 p.m. and so you don't frame before 8 a.m. you don't frame early New York entries right so 8 a.m. comes this entry would have been valid closer below here but I didn't see gold at this time when I see a continuation entry 9 a.m. open high sweeping this closer below here I executed there and took off there to the draw I still am not able to see an M15 entry आंखों ही आंखों में ठहरा छोटे भाई आपको याद है कोई okay leave it let's talk about the main thing now invalidations how many people are there okay yes most of the people are still there this everything which I explained currently is clear to you I would repeat the rules when New York forms a reversal there are no restrictions on you can frame like continuation entries away from the reversal point when London or when the reversal is put in prior to New York you have certain restrictions certain things you need to be cautious about when Asia forms the reversal when London forms the reversal New York reversal you don't have much restriction you just want to stay in alignment with drivers that you would be taught about in the next session okay when Asia forms a reversal you don't frame entries before 8 a.m. just this thing when London forms a reversal, you are allowed to frame entries before 8 a.m. early New York, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. But the thing is, the time frame should be at least M15. Could be higher, but you don't go lower below M15 before 8 a.m. Okay. I gave the reasoning behind that as well. Now you just have to remember the rule. You can only frame before 8 a.m. when London forms a reversal, or obviously New York forms a reversal. But when Asia forms a reversal, you start to seek entries after 8 a.m. M3, M5 time frame. When London forms a reversal, you can seek entries before 8 a.m. M15 should be your lowest time frame. You don't drop below it. You only drop below M15 like M5, M3 only after 8 a.m. candle starts. Okay, simple. Now I would talk about London M15. What I'll talk about London reversal. Yes, nice, good one. Nice one, brother. Here, let to bring this. Now, is are these rules clear to you? And I will talk about invalidations, like why I stay a bit cautious when when New York doesn't form the high or low of the day. When Asia forms the high or low of the day, I am okay with London forming high or low of the day, but I stay a bit more cautious when Asia forms the low of the day or high of the day. I told you guys to watch the phases of price delivery session, like the overview session. Why? When Asia forms the low of the day and Asia expands as well as London expand, right? Asia expand, this H for candle expand, this H for a candle expand. Then you don't readily frame New York. Then New York could be low probable. Then you wanna wait around 9:30 around drivers to frame New York, as most likely New York would be then new phase, which is consolidation. Why? The logic behind this: Asia forms a reversal, shifts to new phase, retracement, then expands, then new phase. But I never participate expansion to another expansion. Never participate in these scenarios. So too much expansion. Now price should ideally Asia expand as well, London expands as well. Now New York should ideally shift to new phase, which would not be expansion, so would be, if the objective is still pending. So I won't wanna see New York as a reversal. So if not reversal, then retracement or consolidation. So not expansion, right? So I wanna wait when I wanna stay more cautious when Asia and London both expand. This is kind of invalidation when Asia and London both expand, right? So I don't wanna frame readily in the same direction. Yes, if you wanna frame reversal off of here, then you are allowed, but not immediately. You wanna like stay cautious, because when Asia and London expand, New York is very low probable. Then it is still, you can still frame it, but you wanna stay very cautious. This is kind of an invalidation. That's why I wrote this. Where did it go? Asia reversal and London retracement, because I want to see a new phase around London or early New York, so that New York is available to expand. New York can expand, because not much of an expansion would be done. If Asia and London both keep expanding, then New York should consolidate and then PM expands. Right? Makes sense now? Now I would show you one exact copy paste example of this Asia reversal, London retracement, New York continuation. Just यार इसने मेरे बिना चल गए यहाँ पे चोर लोग. कोई बात नहीं, still no problem. हाँ. Okay. I remember one too clean day. This range low manipulation, you can, if you are not able to see on daily, you can clearly see on H4 previous day manipulation, next day expands away from it. So as you can clearly see, Asia forms a reversal, right? London Asia low of the day, then London forms a retracement, right? So not constantly expanding without entering a new phase, right? Then New York, you get a retracement as well into an opposing swing. 7 a.m. early New York, but we know if Asia forms the low of the day, we'll only look to frame entries after 8 a.m. Okay, so framing this 8 a.m. What would be the draw? Unestablished high of the week, previous day high. Okay, and we are allowed to take three M3 entries, M5 entries after 8 a.m. There wasn't a clean M3, M5 entry, but this M15 entry was good. Sweep of a low, like there, not much of a large range. This being the objective, previous day high, unestablished intra-week, current week highs, previous day high, any. So this would be a valid entry as this closes after 8 a.m. 8:15, right? Valid entry. And if you don't take this, that's valid. You won't take this M5 because you won't frame entries before 8 a.m., right? When Asia reverses. So waiting for a continuation entry after 8 a.m. 8 a.m. candle doesn't give you anything. I won't use this. Never. Not trusting this. Should be clean. So 9:30 comes. This was an entry in NQ. Sweep of an opposing swing. 9:30 comes. Forms the opposing candle. Clear continuation entry till the objective. Previous day high. Still gives you 4.5 something hour. And if you want to take another entry, 10 a.m. established low, open low, forms the opposing candle. You get another entry there, right? This gives you 2 hour as well. So overall position would be 6 hours something, right? 4, 5 hour here, 2 hour there. Makes sense? How simple it gets with profiling. Now understood. I would post the examples most probably. I would try to post them today. So clear? Any doubts? Or I would wrap up the session. फाइनली ओम भाई 2 घंटे से ज्यादा का सेशन था शायद. अब एक ड्राइवर का बचा है, उस पर लगेगा 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटा. मस्त फिर मेंटरशिप खत्म. पापा अच्छा, अब आपको एक सिस्टमैटिक क्लैरिटी मिल गई ना ओम भाई. मैं बोलता था डेली प्रोफाइल करे रुक जाओ है. I should stop the recording if you guys don't have any doubts. Then we can talk later. I should stop the recording, right?